All right, good morning. Let's get right into it. So, let's start on the day like we usually do. Let's pull this up. Okay. So obviously the market is marking down nicely. It's already down 1.4%. When we did the pre-market, it's currently down 0.78%, so it's pairing some of its losses in the overnight session, which makes it difficult to trade. The daily candle is hanging out near its lows. Again, this was earlier. Now we're trying to pair the losses. Looks like we're bouncing off of this higher low here on the daily at 21,060 area. Since the daily shifted bearish, the market has its sights on the bottom of the weekly range, right? Maybe it wants to come here. This is the bottom of the weekly. I'll show you what that looks like here. Right there. Obviously, that looks highly probable in the coming weeks. All right, the bottom of the daily range is not in yet since we have not printed and closed any bullish candles, still bearish candles. On the 4 hour, let's go to the 4 hour. On the 4 hour, there is a lower high at 21,300 here that we can maybe see today and try to sell from or maybe buy from. The low of the 4 hour trading range also has not been made. This was before, so that's currently still true with 30 minutes to go. If this can print and hold a bullish, then we'll have that print. The 1 hour actually shares the same lower high as the 4 hour, although on the 1 hour, we do have the bottom in, right? This is the confirmed nice candle right here. Hammer candle. Or is that I used to call that a wiki bull, just because the wick being so long and it's a bull candle. Uh, all right. And as of now, the bottom is at 2180s. Perfect. Or 100s. The 15-minute was technically bearish, but we broke out above this high right here. So I like to think that we're bullish, but again, this is a very difficult scenario given all of this right here that's very difficult to trade. If you really want to be the the devil of the details, then you can consider this a break right back in, or even these highs being broken already. You can consider that. But for us, since this level is such an obvious high right here, we will be considering that. So either way, we got the shift there. So yeah, the 5 minute when we wrote it shifted bullish here. I'll show you. Right here, we broke out here, broke out of this high, formed this lower high right here, and then held the bottom of that range and extended it. This was actually news about PCE, the Fed's preferred inflation gauge, which actually showed some slowing in the increase from 0.03, sorry, 0.3% to 0.1% month over month last month versus the prior month. So that's good news for the market. Um, and the market has actually been open for a minute now. So let's go ahead and zone in. Now, the question for us is, since the hour is still bearish, should we wait for maybe this low to hold as an hourly lower high and look for the shift on the lower time frames? Or are we actually going to hold this high, maybe print higher from there? We shall see. We shall see. Honestly, earlier this morning when we were in the gym, we looked, or as soon as we woke up, actually, we try not to do this, but today we did. We woke up and we checked the charts immediately, and we saw that the market was down big, and we figured it would be a very difficult day to trade, and it looks like that actually might be the case. But I don't like to rule it out completely, as in allowing the difficult trading day to solidify a non-trading day. I'll let the market tell me that. right? Not just me guessing. But as of right now, I mean, the market is open and we're not really doing anything. We do have some decent volume. But yeah, okay, so for the 5 minute, again, this is disgusting price action right here. This is not the best when you have all these wicks. So what we'll do is we'll wait for price to actually do something. If it doesn't, then that's fine. Oh yeah, this looks like so far like a non-event day. It's actually wild because in the pre-market we did have this markup like this. We had this low and this high. And we were actually at the desk when this printed. So let's see, had we taken it? I mean, obviously that would have been a banger. But the system that we have and that we trade has not been tested for news, which this is a news candle, and it has not been tested for pre-market trading, right? Pre-market being before the 9:30 bell. But at the end of the day, also it's, price is price. It's telling you something could work. So I potentially could have taken that trade, but again, not because it's just all after the fact, right? But because it makes sense. So price for this trade, let's break it down. Because looks like price is not really doing anything right now. So here we have price coming down. This is a lower high, lower low. But then we shift right here, and this bad boy goes from bearish to bullish. And when it does that, it actually creates a lower high down here, right? So this lower high breaks it, and this becomes the lower high of this entire trading range. So it looks like this. So what I like to do is I like for the bottom of that range to get tested and hold. I mean, that's pre-market volume, so it's not the best volume, but I like it when it comes down, retest it, and then betting that we get new highs. So that could have been a good trade. That would have been a trade. Sorry, that is a trade that aligns with the system. The only thing is that it was out of session, so we did not take it. All right, yeah, so a bit of a nothing burger on the open so far. The first 5 minutes, just let's see how much movement we got. I mean, 30, like that's not that much, right? That's pretty much nothing. So again, we're getting mixed signals here. So here we have, actually, let me go fix this. So the 15-minute is technically bullish. The 5 minute is bullish. The 1 minute is a giant question mark. I mean, you have to really follow that. That's just kind of messy. And this is a bearish. So I think that starting off with mixed signals is not a good start, especially with this. Let's open this. Let's try to follow the structure. Ready? So let's call this the low, high, higher low, right? As we come in, so then it comes lower. So then this, since it didn't create any new structure, this actually becomes just internal, and this becomes the low, right? Potential higher low. Did we make it a higher low? Yes, because this closes here, so this is a higher low. See here, higher low, potential higher high. Sorry, higher low again, higher high. lower low, right? Okay, so it looks like the 1 minute is actually bearish with this so far as of right here. And we'll update this. But here's the thing, like this is technically a shift. Like this is a lot of noise. So, okay, looks like the market's starting to move here. But look at this range that it's in. Ooh. Maybe a breakout here would be nice. Continue the movement up. That optimism from the news and the PCE. Um, and I'm okay with not taking a trade. That's one of the things that I've learned. One of the things that hopefully I do a good job at modeling and showing you guys that if I don't see anything, I don't take anything. And here's the thing, I can have that mindset where I'm saying, if I don't see anything, I won't take anything. But also be in the mindset of, I am prepared to take something if the market presents it to me. It's like a duality to it, and it's powerful. Okay, so here, let's talk about this. This 15-minute level looks like it's holding very nicely, pushing up. Was there any way we could have been in here? Potentially. Playing the lows of this, holding this, but nothing as clear as I would want it to be. So hourly is approaching its the top of its daily range, or sorry, of its own respective range. And we'll see if this shifts here. The only thing that we cannot ignore is how bearish the daily is. I mean, if this flips bullish, you need a lot of momentum. But looks like we're breaking up above it. And of course, we could get it. Just have to be patient. So here at 21,300s. All right, so testing those highs. All right, so the thing that I do like about this movement here is if the 15-minute can close, then we have a tight range where we can tighten up the price levels and the pivot points from this high to this one right here, because that'll give us that trading range. And whenever the higher low, sorry, the higher high wants to get put in, then we can put in the top. But as of right now, the 1 minute is obviously bullish, with the bottom of its range being here. This is a big range. The top being up here, which coincides perfectly with that 1 hour top. Right, so that just printed. It's a big trading range for the day, for the 1 minute. All right, so instead of selling off from these lows, we actually are, looks like we're using it as support. We use it for support. All right, yeah, so we're just grinding up here. Looks like sellers are trying to step in here. Maybe people are taking profit as well. So if we shift Well, first of all, the 15-minute would have to close above, somewhere around here. And then if it does, then this would be the last line in the sand. If that shifts, then we go back down bearish, look for lower highs to sell. Or if this holds, then maybe look for higher lows to buy. All right, 21 270s. And the question is, did we come up all the way up here just to find more sellers? Or are we actually going to try to break? What's going on here? Now, the reason why I don't think we will break is just, I mean, look at the daily candle, bro. This is a massive candle. Look at the top wick. Like pretty much zero buyers, the entire candle. So this might be just giving us a price for premium or to sell it. Wrong one, I always do that. All right. Yeah, 25 points. But no confirmation yet. Not really much to do right now. But wait. I mean, yeah, that's a nice candle. But will it close though? It's days like this where it feels quiet, feels like, oh, I might not trade. But the important thing is that we showed up, that we show up every day. Because showing up is part of the process. You don't know when the market's going to give you those easy money trades, those easy layups. Okay, the 15-minute actually just closed, confirming us in this new range. So let's see what happens. And again, this is a bullish range. 5-minute is still bullish, of course. We're bullish above here. The 205s would be nice. That would be sweet. 211. This is having trouble with these highs, of course. And I think that this is the importance of knowing where you are on the chart. So like, let's say, for example, I'm just trading here. Maybe I can just trade here, but I already know. But let's say you don't have the hourly up anywhere else or the higher time frames up. You won't know what is going on here, why price is having a difficult time breaking. But if you zoom out, then it becomes obvious. It's like, oh, okay, it's at the top of the range of it. This is a critical this is a critical price point where if like this is where things change. If you train jiu-jitsu, this is similar to you trying to sweep your opponent. Like if you're able to sweep your opponent, and you come on top, then you can start playing your guard passing and, you know, make your way towards a submission. It's the same thing. So the guard pass would be a break and close, work your passing, and then, price coming all the way up would be the submission, for example. Or you're stuck on bottom, you can't sweep. This is you trying to sweep, and you're getting your guard passed by a tough opponent. So this is very important. And it also aligns perfectly with the psychological level, 21,300. It's a big number. Okay, price is coming down. Okay, nice movement down. Retesting the bottom of the 15. Remember the one hour is still bearish. So a bearish shift here to continue the sales with confirmation would be a nice trade for us to take today. But not rushing into anything. Never rush. We learned that from the last 2 days where we did rush a little bit, or not that we rushed, but we felt rushed. So yeah, we probably were rushing. But this movement makes sense, right? In the context of what's going on the daily, how heavy it is. Maybe it wants to close near its lows, right? So trade down back to the lows and just hang out there. That just makes a lot of sense to me for it to do that. Or maybe it wants to close exactly where it's at, but it can't just stay there all day, so it'll go like this and then just close, where it is right now. So these buys are kind of tempting, but I just don't like how, first of all, the 15-minute close, very weak, perceived weakness. I do not like how the 1 hour shifted, or not shifted, but it's coming back down. The 5 minute is testing its bottom of the range as well. And actually, it just broke it. So the 5 minute just flipped bearish. Could try to sell here, but I don't want to sell the lows. So this is still bullish until we close below here, which I mean, it looks like we will. I want to look for kind of like yesterday's trade. Look for a 5 minute or maybe a retest of this. I was going to say a 5 minute lower high, but maybe a retest of this with the stop right above here. That's a good trade. And I do see a potential trap setting up or a potential trade, depending on who you ask. But here, we actually just put in a lower high, lower low. So this would be the trap, right? If the sells actually work today. So breaking this and taking the trade up there, or it could work depending on how tight you are with your risk and the reward you're seeking. So okay, so the bearish range for the 5 minute now is here, and I'll show you why. Because this broke. Right, let's go to a larger right here. So we had low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, lower, low. So now what I want to see is maybe something here like this. I mean, if you've been watching our trading sessions, you know that we literally just look for the same thing over and over again. Same thing. Okay, 1 minute shifts here. But we are looking for that lower high. So because it shifted here, what I want to actually look for is look for another bearish shift back down. And then get into the sales. This could be a buy. Let's see the buys here, right? Let's see 25. Right, just for giggles and giggles. See if it works. Right, so the case for the buyers here would be 15-minute lows holding, also retesting this lower high that we reclaimed. So the target is 258, so let's see if we get there. But I am looking for sells for sure. Unless something changes. Okay, looks like that buy idea is working. Okay, so this is the trade we were talking about here for the retest. Do like this. I would like to get a little bit deeper within this area here. So the risk could be tighter because it would have to be extremely precise here. And I would feel more comfortable being more precise with having to stop here versus where it is now. So we'll just wait. But good movement so far. I'm thankful that we actually are getting movement because the first 7 minutes was a disaster where we just didn't do anything. But okay, looks like the 15 minutes holding its range, still has 5 minutes. We might close above it and hold, which again would give us mixed signals. Okay, so this is bullish. This bad boy is technically bearish, bearish, and then bullish. So we have two bulls and two bear time frames. So this level right here is perfect. This is exactly what we were talking about that we would want to see. So if this can shift again, be protected by this, then that's awesome. So let's see if it close. Yep, that works for me. So if we close below 42s, I'll be getting in here. This will actually coincide with the lower high on the 5 minute I was looking for. So yeah, just manage our risk and see what happens. So we could have taken the buy up there. Would have worked. Obviously, it did work for whoever took it. But let's get prepared here to potentially take this trade to remove this. It's technically bullish. I'm just going to remove it. But I like this. We're struggling right here at these lows. Retesting. Just 15-minute. Absolutely disgusting. Check the volume on this. So we got like pretty much no volume there. This would be our trade if we can shift here. Looks like we might. And just in case you guys are wondering, the way that I enter my trades, I actually enter using hotkeys. So I use Shift S and it gets me in right away on a market order. So this is tricky right here. So this is holding so far, so no trade. Maybe the next candle. Okay, maybe this candle, or maybe not. So not this candle. Maybe the next one. I just hope this next candle is not just a million points. All right, looks like they're trying to hold actually this lower high. But it does look fragile because we're right here at resistance. But they can hold, they can smash through. Okay, here we go. So we do like this on the 5 minute. It looks like we are cracking lower. That's good news. This is exactly what we wanted to see. We just need to see a hold. And it looks like the buyers are going to hold instead. Okay, maybe not. That's technically a break, so we're going to get in there. All right, so the stop there. Now that's a good stop placement. I really like that. And we can target the bottom again. Okay, so that would be right above the 5 minute wick. Very nice. So I'll show you here. I'm just putting it on the funded accounts here, the risk parameters. Okay, here. Okay. So let me show you on the line chart here. You see the break there. So that's what we're counting on. But then we get stopped out. Because it looks like we had news. Let's see what news we had. I'm pretty sure let's lock us out here. Let me check the news. I'm pretty sure we accounted for the news, but I'm not sure what that was. Let's see. Oh, it's the Michigan consumer sentiment. Okay. So the good thing is that we actually took a trade according to our rules, right? That is a break. What we could have done better is maybe one, of course, be more aware of the news. And besides that, yeah, I think that's it. Also, the 15 minute did hold. So we were counting on the 1 hour, this 5 minute shift, and then this shift back to work for us. Looks like we didn't get it. That's okay. But all in all, I think it's a good trade idea, and I'm proud of it. So see you next week.